Hello everyone, so I'm watching TV at home, as you can see, and I'm watching Hard Talk. Now this is part of the BBC News, and it's got a very, very interesting guest. Dr. Henry, oh, was that mashed potato? Dr. Henry Mash is a neurosurgeon, people. Neurosurgeon, one of the best in the United Kingdom. So, very interesting what he had to say. I thought I'll listen to this. And I've done a lot on 88 and creation and blah, 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 and all that sort of stuff. And I'm listening to this here, and this gentleman here has just said something that will help me explain to you guys out there about what we think as the Holy Grail. You know, the blood of Christ and all of this sort of thing. The Holy Grail, people, is a question. Is a question on us, ourselves. And we are searching for an answer. That's why nobody's ever found the Grail. Because it's not really a physical thing that exists. It's a question about us, about our blood, how we got created and made. And that's the question. The answer is still what they're searching for, people. And like I've said, it's about thought, you see. The body is the firm and the brain is the firmament is the child creation, people. But the mental consciousness, the spiritual part of us, which is separated from the physical, where does thought come from? And it's this is the question. This is the Holy Grail, people. Thought. Where do good thoughts come from and good deeds? We say it's from Jesus and God. This is the right side, the good way of thinking. It's our thoughts, people, ones that want to help one another and not cause any other harm. You know, not like the bloodthirst criminals that we have as leaders. And so, yeah, all interesting stuff. And likewise, where do evil thoughts come from? Because they don't know. And this chap just confirms that for me. Evil thoughts, you know, we associate with the devil, Lucifer, and they have their signs and their symbols. But it all comes down to thought, people. Where do these evil thoughts come from? Where do the good thoughts come from? The duality, people, of the consciousness, of the brain, of the spiritual. So, yeah, very interesting stuff. And let's have a listen to Dr. Mash himself. He did the monster mash. Sorry, people, I just couldn't resist doing that.
It's so mysterious in so many ways, and yet you approach it with sometimes drills, saws, knives, and suckers, yeah. And there is something quite bizarre about what you are involved in.
It is utterly bizarre, and it's something in a sense when I was younger, Rob took for granted. But for various reasons, as I get older, I'm more and more amazed by this fundamental mystery that everything you and I are thinking and feeling at the moment is electrochemistry. It doesn't feel like electrochemistry. It feels free and insubstantial. But we are the product of the electrical chemical activity of nerve cells. And although I'm a complete believer in science with a capital S, what's fascinating is that modern science, we cannot even begin to explain how thoughts and feelings, how consciousness arises.
So, right then, people, he's just said it there, right from the horse's mouth, one of the most known neurosurgeons in the United Kingdom. They cannot begin to fathom how thought, consciousness comes about, people. This thing, you see, the physical body is a vehicle, and of course the consciousness comes in and we drive that vehicle, people. But where does the electrical impulses come from to be able to do that? You know, of course some of them are automated, but you know, thought and consciousness. And here you've got the neurosurgeon himself saying that the scientific community are clueless. They haven't got an idea where thought comes from. And people, that is the true Holy Grail, because they are looking for it, they are searching for it, and they cannot find it. They don't know what it is. And we're talking about an answer to consciousness and thought, what it is. where it comes from. The Holy Grail, people, the stuff that keeps the blood going and all of this. So, yeah, very, very interesting stuff from Dr. Mash there. Just say it one more time, that bit.
Chemical activity of nerve cells. And although I'm a complete believer in science with a capital S, what's fascinating is that modern science, we cannot even begin to explain.
Can't begin to explain. And these are your scientists. You see, he says that he believes in science with a capital S, but what he is referring to here is a creator, a God. And of course, you know, a great God, you know, that's created the brain, the consciousness, you know, and hopefully a nice God that gives us the good thoughts and not the evil, nasty ones. But again, when them nasty, evil thoughts come in, this is the fight in heaven, the duel, people, this is. So, you know, an evil thought comes in, then you've got to have the other side of the brain, the right side, fighting him. So you know, you balance out that thinking process. You know, and you put it to bed. You know, like I've just got a parking ticket for doing 1 mile over this speed limit, and they're fining me £100 plus 3 points on my license, and 1 mile over, or I can go on a you know, this course. I'll tell you exactly what it was, people. I was in a 30 and I did 34 miles an hour, and what they've done is, you know, just easy target, just slap it on my back. So, yeah, anyhow, but this chap here, very interesting and very truthful, that the scientific community don't understand where thought comes from. And it's from, hopefully, the creator, God.
What's fascinating is that modern science, we cannot even begin to explain how thoughts and feelings, how consciousness arises. We just don't know. There's a complete...
you know, I mean, your career is...
That's the Holy Grail, people. Because don't forget, he's a neurosurgeon. He's right at the top of the game. And I'm sure at some point in his life, he's been approached by the Masonic fraternity, because at the top of the hospitals, the doctors are the Masons, people. So what he's telling you here is exactly that. They don't know where our brain consciousness thought comes from. They just, his words, they just don't know. And it's the Holy Grail, people.
Thoughts and feelings, how consciousness arises. We just don't know. There's a complete...
you know, I mean, your career has spanned 35 years or so in brains. Are you saying to me that in those 35 years, you've learned very little more about how the electrochemistry works and how thought, consciousness, imagination
It's like saying we know how a brick is made, but it doesn't tell us anything about the house made by the bricks.
So I'll leave it there. You kind of understand what I'm saying. This guy, been in the business 35 years. He knows how to repair, you know, certain things. But again, his words, and he is representing people, his body. He'll be representing the neuroscience community, because he'll be talking from all when he says, we just don't know. So when he says that, he's talking about all of them. The brain surgeons, people, don't know where thought comes from, and that is God. And we have good thoughts and we have bad thoughts. We have Jesus and we have Lucifer. This is the fight in heaven, in the ark, in our heads, people. And we've got to make sure that the good, the right side always wins, and we defeat the evil thought, people. But where they generate, where they come from, that is the mystery of mysteries. They didn't know it 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, and they don't know it today, people. It's the same search. It's a question without answer. And again, if you take back the layer of saying, right, okay, we got created by, you know, just hypothetically, people, the Palladians. Well, who created them? Take back that layer. Who created them? Take back that layer. They go on about the Big Bang. The Big Bang needs gases and everything to have a bang in the first place. So, yeah, it's all interesting stuff. And there's one bit here at the bottom as well I just want to show you. So, the Syrian conflict, the US pledges 360 million in additional aid. Not 359, Not 361, 360 people. It's the 3 sixes. 18, 1 and 8, 9 people. It's all there, you know, and just a little side note, that is, and it's taken the Syrian conflict spending to over 5 billion of American taxpayers' money. Okay, everybody, from me and the good Dr. Monster Mash Potato Head, not really, it's goodbye from him, and it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.